Across North America, lakes, rivers, and streams are threatened by aquatic invasive species. Starry Stonewort, an aggressive invasive macroalgae, was poised to disrupt all water recreation in Minnesota. Knowing the consequences to the local economy, ecology, and way of life, partners united. This is a story of action across communities, government agencies, and businesses working together to create the first statewide containment strategy to empower boaters with tools to clean, drain, and dry. Here's how partners have created the Stop Starry Stonewort program, and you can too.
Starry Stonewort is a macroalgae. It's free-floating in a lake and is inadvertently moved around by boaters. The challenge we had was that it was brought into Minnesota through Lake St. Clair in Detroit and moved around Lake Michigan into Wisconsin, and then first emerged in 2014 in Lake Coronas. It blew up in the lake. Starry Stonewort has the ability to reduce the water recreational value of the entire water body, not just the shoreline, but the outer areas, because it's a free-floating algae. This decreases the value of the property and inhibits people to be able to do the normal water recreation they do every day. Starry Stonewort is a super spreader. It has the ability to spread through a very small bulbule, and once it gets established in a lake, it's very difficult to remove. Starry Stonewort was a large problem in the state of Minnesota because it was already infested in 20 water bodies. This is a difficult scale across 6 counties to address.
My name is Jeff Forster, and I'm Executive Director of Minnesota Lakes and Rivers Advocates. And our process began before we started the Stop Starry program with kind of trying to build consensus around what prevention meant. Bringing community together, county AIS coordinators, DNR, Leech Lake Band of Ojibwa is engaged, different lake association organizations are engaged. And so the process of the organization, the civic organizing pilot that we've been doing around Starry Stonewort, is to bring in these groups that have a stake in Starry Stonewort. We began working with partners, and our idea was to put boat cleaning equipment at the exits of lakes that had Starry Stonewort. The LCCMR, the Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund, which funded the Stop Starry program, was on our ballot measure last year, and it got 77% approval across the state, every county in the state. It's a bipartisan issue, and we build coalitions around protecting water. We chose CD3 stations for the Stop Starry project because it had the wet dry vac and the high pressure air hose specifically to deal with Starry Stonewort. So you're fishing, let's say, or you bring in your anchor and you pull up some Starry Stonewort. If you just have a grabber tool, well, you can't really remove bulbules. They're tiny. You can't grab that with a grabber. You need that wet dry vac. You need the high pressure air hose to blow things off underneath. The machines have the tools that are specifically designed to address our species of concern, which was Starry Stonewort.
So with CD3 Systems, we empower the public to take the actions of clean, drain, dry, and dispose. The equipment is self-service, waterless, and can be installed at many different access sites. The unit over my shoulder is a wayside solar trailer unit, field deployable, trailerable for any location you have. This also gets mounted on a precast concrete base. Waterless systems are designed to be deployed anywhere. You don't need water, you don't need power. The units are solar powered. We've got batteries within the equipment to hold the power, and it has the ability to service around 200 boats before needing sunlight again. Research has shown that the tools that you need to have to clean, drain, dry are a grabber tool, a brush, a vacuum, and an air blower to get those hard to reach areas and blow out lines and remove all other kinds of water areas or mud and debris on your watercraft. CD3 Systems have a vacuum system with 25 feet of hose. It's push button operated and stays on for 2 minutes. The vacuum system allows for you to remove any mud, debris, water.
One of the most used tools is the plug wrench. People leave home and they can't get their plug out, so they can't drain their water. They have the tools specifically designed to deal with different AIS. So that's useful, but it also gives us something that we can organize people around, gives us useful data on use.
When a unit is used, when a button is operated or a tool is pulled out, CD3 Systems collect that data and push it up to the cloud. The information tells you sessions of use, tool use frequencies, times of use, and maintenance alerts related to a CD3 system.
So you can track the increase in use, and it's been dramatic from a few hundred uses in a season to tens of thousands of uses. Use kind of just keeps going up and hasn't really plateaued yet. When we started the project, that was about 20 lakes, about 28 accesses. We've deployed, I believe at this point, 30 CD3 stations. Is the program successful? Well, Starry Stonewort is still spreading, but at a much lower rate than it has anywhere else it's originated. So we're bending that curve of new infestations down.
Itasca County, we're blessed in many different ways. We have 2,900 square miles, 1,100 lakes. Trailered boat launches, we have about 196. It's a lot of territory. Starry Stonewort is of great concern to us. It's been on Lake Winnibigoshish for a number of years, and to our knowledge, it hadn't spread. Until just last year, it spread to this lake here, Pekegama. We need to be where the people are, but we'll never have enough inspectors to do that. There's 7 landings on Pekegama. We can't possibly cover them all. Personnel costs are prohibitively expensive. The best tool we have is the CD3 system. It's there 24 hours a day. It doesn't need monitoring by personnel. We have telemetry, so we know what's going on there. The combination of the compressed air in conjunction with having a wet dry vac and having tools that enable you to reach effectively underneath the boat. Not to even mention the lighting that's there, so there's a lot of night fishing going on. CD3 systems are the best, most cost-effective way of having a waterless system at your landings. We found that if you give people the right tools and let them know how to use them, it's a great combination.
The cost implications, spending public dollars, you want to be efficient. The CD3 station is significant upfront cost, but it's there 24/7. Once you've made the investment in the machine, they last 10 plus years. So you start to amortize that over the years, and it ends up being a cost-effective solution.
And it's very popular with people. I get calls all the time of people wanting to know, why don't you put one at our lake? And so I wish we had more.
The vision for this is to have future generations have open access to lakes, rivers, and streams. We are not the solution for everything, but we're going to prevent the spread of aquatic invasive species so lakes can stay pristine, nature can do its job, and we can enjoy and recreate the way we do today.